Hello, and here's what, let's see, how does this go again? Oh yeah, Mike and Richard are talking about on this week's episode number 157 of the Stay Off My Lawn podcast. Yes, we're happy today. We're trying to do that. So it's only been 6 weeks, folks, from February 24th was our last episode that I did with a guest host. Brad was wonderful to fill in for a couple weeks. And then I got a short notice that all of a sudden my surgery was moved up. I had dropped my A1C down enough that they went, wow, you did that in 3, okay, you're ready to go. And they had a spot and jumped in. So, since our surgery dates, Mike had old parts removed.
Yeah,
and I had new parts added.
Well, you had something removed and then added.
That's true. They cut off the top of the femur where it goes into the ball and socket, and then made new ball and socket and hooked it all up. So
you got
I'm
new
doing well.
And rotors is what you got.
That's right. I got in car terms, I got a new ball joint and tie rod in.
Yeah, there you go.
So
I got, I had, just to keep you updated, I had supposed to get my adrenal gland removed. I got that removed, and they decided, while we're in here, we might as well take your kidney and your spleen and part of your pancreas and get all that out of there, and that way you'll have room for storage. So they did all that, and we are the incredible shrinking men, though, because Richard has lost a significant amount of weight. I've lost in the last 4 years 50 pounds. You've lost 40 pounds.
40 pounds since I retired, so in the last few years. But so when this thing started, I've lost almost 25 pounds when this started. So yeah, between the two of us, because when they said your A1C is way too high, we can't have surgery. It was funny, both our surgery dates were on the same exact day, and then mine got canceled like 5 days ahead of time. It's like, what? What do you mean? It's what? How did that? What? So anyhow, I went cold turkey. I stopped anything that had sugar. I didn't touch. If it had too much carbs, I didn't touch. I didn't do nothing for 3 weeks. It was the lowest of low, anything I could touch, and it went down a whole entire point in 3 weeks.
Wow.
So they were shocked. They go, you're within 2/10 of whatever, because they wanted it to be 7.5, and it ended up being 7.7, which means I was 8.7. Not good for the A1C, folks who know.
Yeah.
That got all slowed down, and they went, it's close enough, we're going to schedule you. So they did for the 23rd, and then they said, and we might have something for you on the 2nd, and this was like on the 25th, and it's like, okay, we'll let you know. So she called back on, like, it was either Thursday or Friday morning, I think it was Thursday morning, and said, oh, by the way, we're good to go on the 2nd, we're going to keep the other one in, and because it was like just 2 days past the 30-day, I didn't have to go back in for all the blood drawing and all that crap. They went, it's close enough, you're good to go. So
that's what you want to hear from your doctor. Close enough.
Yeah. They
Was
were
his left
shocked.
hip? It wasn't his right hip. It's close enough.
Oh, when I first got the thing from the surgery hospital, it was talking about his shoulder, and I went, no, let's not do that again.
They drew on me with magic marker, left adrenal gland. So I was like, okay, that way everybody can remember. I mean, because people forget stuff. I mean,
yeah, he came in and put his initials on the side that it was supposed to be done on.
Okay.
But anyhow, yeah, we're all back, folks. We're mostly here.
We're mostly, yeah. A couple more shots.
I'm still getting over the drug withdrawals, man. No, I didn't take those any longer than I had to.
They didn't really give me any. They gave me some, and I threw them away. So, yeah.
I tried not doing them, but Tylenol was not touching it.
I'd
I
rather
just
be
trying
moving.
to move, even with a walker, was not working. So anyway.
All right, what are we talking
All right,
about?
well, we got lots of news updates for you. We're not going to rehash a lot of the old stuff, and some of those news updates are...
We have the lowest murder rates in the country since 1900. We have news on the downed F-15 pilot in Iran. News that you might not have heard about from yesterday. But then we have a fun No Kings clip. Somebody was asking, this was in Houston, I believe it was. And she was asking a bunch of people, and yeah, you're not going to, you'll believe what their answers were. They have no idea what they're protesting.
Not a clue. Absolutely none. And then when they keep getting pressured, it's like, well, I don't think I need to talk to you anymore. You weren't talking to me now.
Exactly.
So, and if you hadn't noticed, this has only happened in the last literally few days. There's a new Act Blue scandal. That money coming from China is getting found out.
The strange thing is it was broken by the New York Times, which is not necessarily anti-Act Blue in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Interesting. So anyway, that'll be fun. We'll uncover that with some help from our friends over at Chicks on the Right. They covered this very, very well.
Yeah.
The Artemis 2 pilot was asked one of the dumbest questions I think I've ever heard, and he handled it so well. And so we'll have that clip too.
One of the dumbest questions with one of the best answers.
Yep, absolutely.
And basically went in a nice way.
Exactly. And that's the best way to do it.
Yeah. And there's a new NBA Chicago Bulls scandal. Oh, if you haven't been seeing this one, if you're not a sports fan, it's still out there, and it's not going to go well for the NBA or the Bulls. At the moment, it's going to be a problem.
And it has something to do with biblical teachings. You're not going to believe it. If you haven't heard this, you're going to want to listen to this because it's very strange. And we're also going to have a Paul Harvey Rest of the Story. This one's about a horse rider, and
that kind of horse.
Yeah, that kind of horse. Yeah, as opposed to the one in the front of Kmart. So. Anyway, don't forget you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, Amazon smart speakers. See, that still rolls out of my tongue very well. Rumble, or wherever you get your podcast.
Sure, you remember yours because you're reading it. I was trying to remember mine. Anyway, or you know what? If all that's too difficult, just go to our good old website of stayoffmylawn.us for all our past and present episodes.
We will see you then, folks.
Toodles!